Namaskar viewers, Jai Jagannath, how is everyone doing? I have some really good news to share. I have finally been able to land a job here in Germany. Yay! I know that there are thousands of people who are skilled, qualified, and really passionate about working in Germany and who are facing the similar circumstances that I have gone through. And that is why I thought that this video is going to solve a lot of problems for them, and here I am sharing my experience of how I landed my first job here in Germany. I'm going to share the mistakes I made, the tips and tricks, and what you can do to land your own job in Germany. Do watch the video till the end and let me know what you feel about it in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, then do subscribe. My name is Vikruti and I make videos on travel, health and lifestyle and my experiences here in Germany as an expat on YouTube. Without further ado, let's get started. The first mistake is starting late with applications. Now, if you know you are going to be an expat and you're going to leave your home country and move to Germany in some time, then my advice to you is start working on that resume and that cover letter ASAP. And that is something that I didn't follow through. I knew by the time I was in India that I had to do it, but I delayed, and plus I was working at the same point of time, somehow couldn't catch up with a lot of things, and eventually ended up coming here, and my job search, which was prolonged due to recession, due to a lot of other factors, it was approximately about 7 months. Most German organizations accept English resumes, therefore start working on them. And I also noticed that they need a picture of yours on the resume, so keep it intact. I've put some links in the description which will help you to create a European format resume for yourself. Do check it out. Also, there is a lot of misinformation on the time people actually spend on reading through your resume. Most people say it's 5 seconds, 6 seconds, but I believe that is not so, because whenever I have sent a resume to a recruiter, they've gone through it, they've asked me questions about it, mostly about language or what other skills do I possess, and about the interviews that would be upcoming for me. Because this is Germany, it's going to take some time, but they're definitely going to come back to you. But let's say if you are late with your applications, then what I would suggest you is just start applying to organizations, Take some time out of your day, have a research on the market, on what kind of job you're looking, what is the requirements, what exactly are the roles here in Germany, and then just keep on applying. I used to make like 10, 15, 20 applications a day, and I don't know how many rejections I used to get in a day. I eventually stopped reading through the emails with it had just LIDER in the email, and I would just read it and I would say, okay, move on to the next email. What is it? So you have to just keep going and start applying as many applications as you can. So my preference was SAS, and that's why I used to look onto LinkedIn most of the time. People say Xing is also better here in Germany, but I stuck to one particular area which I knew really well, that was LinkedIn, and that worked out well for me. Most days LinkedIn would show me a bunch of jobs, and I used to just go through every little detail that the company has provided about the role and start applying. Number 2 is not understanding the timelines. Now, coming from India, you might be a great person there, but you need to understand that when you are changing your job market, especially by yourself, and it's not your organization that's sending you abroad, then you have to work out a lot of things by yourself. And understanding timelines is something that you need to do, because I've talked to a lot of people here. I have understood that it takes more than 6 to 7 months mostly for people to actually search and land a job. At least it takes 1 to 2 months to understand what are the requirements of this market, how you're going to present yourself through that resume of yours to a particular recruiter, and then go ahead with the process. But because I hadn't done so much research, I thought, no, I have a good set of qualifications, I have a good set of experience, and my background will talk about myself. That's not how it really goes here in Germany. And I truly feel that once you have these expectations corrected in your mind, it actually makes that whole job search process easier for you while you're working out your applications and going ahead with the process. Plus, there are a lot of other factors also. For me, it was recession also kicking in at the time when I had quit my past jobs. You need to understand that this is a very bureaucratic market. Like, it'll take at least 2 months or maybe more to get your work permit, to get other papers ready for yourself before you can actually jump into working somewhere. If your Deutsch is not that good, then it's a critical area that you need to work with, and at the same time you need to work with the rest of the bureaucratic and red tape processes that exist in Germany. My advice would be to not break your patience at all and keep on applying till you hear back from the recruiters for a particular interview. Once you have that interview in hand, give it your everything and kill it in your interviews. The third point is about cover letters and resume. So I think the best case scenario that you can create for yourself is create two sets of resumes, one in English and the other in Deutsch. Let's say a recruiter is looking for German speaking skills. You can tell them that yes, you're working on it. You send them a good set of resume which has German. It would enhance your chances of getting viewed by a recruiter even more. If you need a particular template to start with both for your cover letters and your resume, you can drop me a comment below and I'll definitely get back to you. I was applying for account management, customer success and pre-sales roles because I had a similar experience back in India. But because most of these roles were customer facing and you have to speak to them, so the conversation element used to always bring about a particular fact that I need to have proficiency in Deutsch. But for the current organization which I cracked, the communication in this organization is English. So there are a lot of organizations and companies that are currently coming up in the market in Germany which have a English communication for the entire organization. Check out over LinkedIn or get in touch with some ex-employees who are in these organizations. Everybody is going to tell you and help you with your particular searches. Now, pro tip here is your cover letter should be maximum 2 pages. For myself, I've always kept it a point that my resume and my cover letter both should be just a pager. Also, customize your resumes and your cover letters in accordance to the job specifications that you are reading. So if you can see here, these are the list of resumes that I have created for myself, and a similar folder I have created for my cover letters as well. And every cover letter is different from the one that I have already sent. It's not like I'm just changing my roles and organizations. I'm also changing certain keywords that are there in this particular job specification, and I put that both on my cover letters and on my resume. So this customization will also help you getting back more number of calls from a recruiter. Second pro tip would be getting everything that you create reviewed by someone who has already been here in Germany. I had a few German colleagues while I was working back in India, and I had sent them for reviewing both my cover letter and CVs. They gave me some pointers. I worked on those pointers and started sending my resumes. So if you also have a question about a cover letter or the resume, then you can just drop me a comment here and I'll get back to you regarding your questions. You could also connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll drop in the link in the description box. The fourth mistake which I made was not putting up a LinkedIn post as soon as possible. It was overwhelming for me. When I went ahead and put up a LinkedIn post, there was an immense response from people who were there in my connections with whom I worked before, because they truly believed that I can be an asset to the organizations that I've worked with. They reached out to me, actually lent a helping hand. I feel that you shouldn't shy away from getting back to your connections and reaching out to them, because this is something that is very crucial for you getting a job here. And because this is your requirement, you need to reach out to people even faster. And that's something that I realized really late. Maybe if I had put up a post earlier, maybe if I would have gone through those conversations a little ahead of time, I could have made my own timelines much more shorter, and the 7 months of resume gap which I had, maybe that would have lessened for me. Fifth point is about cold messaging to HRs. You should just start it along with your application process. It's a very useful tool that LinkedIn provides you, known as InMail, where the whole message is customized for the HR to whom you are sending a particular job search request, and they can get back to you. You can just attach your resume then and there, and they'll read it and go through and come back to you. This actually does two things. It helps you get closer to the expectations of the market, and the second thing is it increases your chances of getting that interview call. And I took a LinkedIn Premium that helped me get into better connects. That opened avenues for me when I started talking to them. The more you reach out to people, the more you network, the more you start applying to a lot more in this particular market, the faster it's going to be to land a job here in Germany. Now, one pro tip here is you can get LinkedIn Premium free for the first month, which obviously you know. But let's say if you go ahead and cancel that particular subscription, then you get a 50% off for the next 3 months. For in total, if you see, it's like 4 months, and 4 months is more than enough for you to just go ahead, get in touch with all the recruiters out there who are looking for someone like you in the market. The sixth and last point is about interview processes. So every organization has a particular structure associated to their interview processes. For me, it was more like 5 rounds if I include the HR process also. And you're going to have a technical round, you're going to have a culture fit round, you're going to have discussions with a VP or a CISO for that matter. For interview processes, what helped me was I always was prepared with what is the value of that organization, and I used to stitch somehow into my tell me about yourself. Another pro tip would be just prepare a list of 30-40 questions that are generally asked in most of the interviews, be it technical, be it culture fit, be it about your background, everything. Just go ahead and prepare that questions and start talking about those questions about yourself. Like if I was cooking also in my kitchen, I used to be practicing those particular questions while I'm cooking. That gave me an edge because while I was talking to a particular recruiter and the panelists, that became more natural for me to speak before them, and the level of confidence also started increasing with time. I feel that when people are trying to recruit you, they want to make it more like a conversation rather than an interview process of question and answers. It helps them to see that, hey, this person is natural, this person knows what they are doing, and they are capable of going ahead with the responsibilities that this particular role is going to bring to them. So I believe that this approach would come in handy for you as well. If you also have any other tips or tricks, you can just put them in the comments below. It would help others who are going through this particular video. I hope you like this video, and I hope this video has helped you. You can drop all your questions on the comments below, and I will reply to each and every one of them. So all the best for your job search. I'll see you next week. Dhanyabad. Jai Jagannath.